Good evening and Good evening and welcome to Avitus Rip Field for tonight's Southwest Wisconsin Conference football matchup between the Brodhead-Juda Cardinals and your Richland Center Hornets. Brodhead-Juda, Richland Center, and the WIAA require good sportsmanship and education-based sporting events. Attendance at interscholastic activities is a privilege, with the expectation to exhibit positive and respectful behavior. For the enjoyment and respect of all in attendance, your cooperation in demonstrating the high ideals of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated. At this time, we ask that if you are able, you kindly rise and remove your caps. This May, the Richland School District and Richland Center football lost a dear friend in Coach Jim Harris. Coach Harris spent 25 years coaching the Hornets and 17 coaching the Ithaca Bulldogs, including 7 years as head coach in Richland Center from 1996 to 2002. To honor the memory of Coach Harris, we now ask that you join us in recognizing a moment of silence. Thank you. We ask that you now remain standing to honor America and those defending our freedom with the playing of our national anthem, performed by members of the Richland Center High School Pep Band under the direction of Mr. Jeff Behrens. The officials for tonight's contest are the referee, Mark Kelly, the umpire, Eric Rubowitz, the line judge, Mark Springer, the linesman, Ken
You know, Mark, talking about last week a little bit, we had some kids step up that really, you know, some of the guys that got some minutes last year, played some key roles a year ago, but they really stepped it up from week 1 to week 2 and gave us a lot of interesting things at Fenimore that maybe weren't there at Westby. I think it was the key to the victory. You know, a lot of juniors and seniors that were underclassmen a year ago that really came ready to play, and I think it was contagious amongst the newcomers, so we were able to really up the way we played from week 1 to week 2.
Yeah, it was Jerry, pretty amazing that, you know, when you see that, because it can go one of two ways, right? I mean, you have a big loss like that, the next game you have, you can kind of still be hanging your head on that or whatever, or you can make those adjustments, make those changes to come back in a big way, and we did that. And yeah, as you were saying, kind of some key players really stepping up. I'm thinking like Alec McDonald with his picks.
Oh, yeah.
Trevin Thielman with the strip there before the kid got in the end zone. Teague Perkins had a pick, some big hits, some big runs. I mean, it looked like, you know, from all of those bumps and bruises, figuratively and maybe literally, from the week 1 game, you know, quick recovery on those things. Did we make some mistakes? Yeah, we did. We saw a little bit of laundry, maybe a little bit more laundry on the field than we would have liked. But, you know, in the end, when we talk about the turnover game, that can be huge.
Yep, and it was. I mean, we turned it over once, they turned it over 5 times.
Right.
That was a game changer. So, you know, a lot of things, if you look at it, there's a lot of things you can always look at. But I think the biggest factor that I see is the way that our upperclassmen responded from that first loss. And, you know, it's got to sting, it's got to hurt, and it did. You could tell. They reacted to it. They worked hard on the things that we needed to improve on. And, boy, you saw almost 2 different teams from week 1 to week 2.
And it's those adjustments and those coaching adjustments. So, again, hats off to the coaching staff for being able to do that, but recognizing those things and keeping those kids in a way where it's like, okay, yeah, hey, we got handed that first game.
Yep.
So how do we respond? How do we turn that around and come back and say, all right, let's take it to these guys this week? And we did, and we came out fast.
Yep.
Jerry, that was the one thing that I really remember is that we right out of the gate, we were boom right away. And then, kind of a little bit of a back and forth with Fenimore and us. But then we kind of just, the figurative foot on the neck at the end there with how we finished out the game.
Absolutely. And, sometimes the momentum stuff is hard to control. In the event that we had the hour-and-a-half power outage, that's really hard to keep the focus and so forth. So Richland Center's receiving the opening kickoff. This is Lee Fingerson, and he's out past the 30, about to the 33-yard line.
Nice return.
That's where the Hornets will start. 1st and 10 here at Vitus Rip Field tonight.
3-yard line, number 2, Leon Saunders on the stop for the Cardinals. 1st and 10, Hornets.
You can hear me and everything?
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
We're a little light. We'll get that fixed.
No, that's all right.
Hopefully you folks at home can hear us. So yeah, coming to you from a Vitus Strip Field, a little warm, little warm in the booth, but outside right now, we kind of feel that breeze. Nice little breeze coming through. Beautiful football night.
Yep, and I think it's just going to get better as the night goes on.
Yeah, it will.
You know what I mean? I'll save what I was going to say for just a little bit here. But
Stevie in motion. There's a keeper by Pauls. Getting an edge block. Oh, wait, actually.
That's Wes Bosworth.
Was that Wes Bosworth?
I think so.
Or Trevin. Yep, Wes Bosworth, number 8. So they kind of ran that direct snap. He lined up in the QB position.
Number 34, Joe Lomar on the stop for the Cardinals.
Pick up about 2.
2nd down and 8.
Try to get around that outside. Kind of contain that outside and break something on the flat.
Yeah, kind of give him a different look.
Yeah. Brodhead handled that pretty darn well.
One thing, if we recall from a year ago, the Cardinals, a lot of overall team speed.
Yeah.
A lot of overall team speed.
Right.
And that really was very noticeable in the 2 games where we played them last year.
Yeah, extremely athletic. Here comes a pitch to Sivvy to the inside, and they sniffed that one out pretty good. I believe that's Matthias, yeah. And again, he's a beast.
Gain of 1, number 26, Blake Mathis on the stop for the Cardinals.
Looks like about 3rd and we'll call it 6.
6 yards to go.
So we got Lee Fingerson split right, Alec McDonald to the left. Once again, we're giving him that 2 quarterback look with Wes Bosworth in the backfield, along with Drew Poles.
Kind of a new scheme. Paul's on the pass over the middle. Oh, man. He
just out of the reach of Lee Fingerson.
Yeah, Leaf was coming to the inside. The pass went over his back shoulder, and he just couldn't make the adjustment to grab it. Had some hands on the ball, but just couldn't reel it in.
Absolutely. So now it's 4th and about 6. Punting situation for the Hornets. Back deep for the Cardinals.
I'll say McIntyre
and Vondra.
And Vondra's got wheels, folks.
Yeah,
you're going to see that if he gets the ball.
He can fly.
We'll see if the Hornets try to keep it away from him.
Zach Hiller's back to punt for the Hornets. Had a big week last week with his foot, both punting and kicking.
It's 5 for 6 for PATs, I believe, right? Here comes a snap.
And a field goal.
Up and it's good. And a field goal. Kind of a short, decent bounce. Now it's kind of rolling back. Cardinals will take over in about the 37-yard line.
Zach Hillers with the punt for the Hornets down to the 38-yard line. Result, 1st and 10, Brodhead-Juda.
So as you mentioned, watching the film on these guys in an earlier season game, they run a lot of the same stuff that they ran last year.
Yep.
A lot of off tackle. They try to close the edge down and try to get outside, use some of their team speed to their advantage. They run a lot behind their pulling guard.
Yeah.
Last year it was Butke. This year, new body because he was a senior.
Yeah. And here comes that
77.
Yep, up the middle there. And that was Vondra on the carry.
Yep. They pulled 77. He came on down the line and did a kick-out block coming this way.
Number 77, Charlie Wells. Wells is a junior.
Pick up a 4, 2nd and 6.
Yeah, look for them to run that both sides a lot, Jerry.
Yeah, they're going to try to get the ball in their explosive, and Vonder's explosive.
Yep.
There's Matthias.
This time Matthias, oh man.
Ran over the safety. That was Fletcher Harper on the hit.
Harper. Yeah, Matthias. We don't have stats on the as far as the bodies on these kids, height and weight.
He's a big kid.
But oh my goodness, he's a big kid. He's a load to bring down, and he's got wheels. He kind of reminds me of that fullback up at Westby.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So they've got Vonder in the wing. He's in a right wing position.
And he's going to get the
They're
ball
just
this
gonna try
time.
to kick it down.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, there goes the ball. That's a fumble. And that's going to be picked up by Zach Hillers. So turnover by Brodhead-Juda. And Jerry, we were talking about that for the Fenimore game. You know, kind of the battle of the turnovers and who's at that position. And usually when the team that's recovered most of those, they're going to turn out on top.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So let's hope we can keep that up.
That was Leon Sanders on the carry. And had a big run, big gainer, and then coughed it up right at the end. He's a senior. So they've got some speed, they've got some talent. But they turned it over and the Hornets got the ball back. Drew pulls back to pass. Throws it out in the flat. Pulled in by Leif Fingerson for a short gain.
Pass complete to number 4, Leif Fingerson. Gain 3. Brought down by number 11, Bagley.
So 2nd and 7, more manageable down in distance here.
Bagley on the tackle.
Yeah.
Younger brother of Gabe Bagley that was a heck of a
powerhouse.
force last year at the tailback position.
The other thing, Jerry, I was going to mention before we opened up, and I'm kind of looking down there right now, not as much usually, but Brodhead-Juda travels well, but I'll tell you what, 2.5-hour trip, that's a long ways to go.
That is a long ways.
Yep.
I'm sure that if they can't get here, they're going to dial in and pay attention to what's going on with us too, maybe.
There's that keeper again by Bosworth, and he swallowed up 3 different Cardinals on that one, led by.
Just not much there.
Yeah, led by Matthias.
Except a lot of white jerseys.
Yeah.
No gain. Matthias and Huffman on the stop for the Cardinals. Resulting in a 3rd down and 7.
So those of you at home, if that voice over the PA sounds familiar, if you can hear that, that's our very own Noah Johnson, former RC football player and now current science teacher here at RCHS. Glad to have him here tonight.
Absolutely.
Along with the rest of the crew up here in the booth. Don't forget to check in with us tonight too, folks, from wherever you're at. Love to give you guys those shout outs. Here's a pass. And that just did not develop the way that they wanted it to. McDonald ran into some traffic there.
Number 10, Alec McDonald falls incomplete. Coverage on the play, number 3, Isaac Saunders.
Saunders and looks like Meslowski were out there on the coverage. So another 3 and out for the Hornets. Just over 8 minutes left on the clock.
Once again, McIntyre and Vondra back deep for the punt from Zach Hillers.
And on that last, I was going to say, Jerry, in that last punt, number 75, Austin Moe was able to kind of get a little penetration into the second level of our kicking team here. See what happens on this one.
End over end kick from Zach. Pretty nice kick all the way down to the 30-yard line, where the Cardinals will start their second possession. It's just under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And it looks like our kicking team is doing what I thought they were going to do and try to keep that ball away from Vondra.
Yeah, he's explosive. And
smart move.
Yep, we got to see that last year. And
yeah, we got to see it a lot. All right, so Cardinals take over 1st and 10 from their own 30. Again, look for those runs. If they do some passes, Jerry, they do a lot of flat passes, and they'll run a little bit like kind of some deep routes along the sideline. About 5 Hornets in on that tackle.
Number 2, Leon Saunders on the carry.
Saunders on the carry.
Brought down by number 33, Colton Stibbe.
Colton Stibbe, Teague Perkins, Wes Bosworth.
Pick up of a couple.
Maybe even Alec McDonald
Pretty good
in on
little
that.
stop there.
Yeah.
Gang tackling. Second, about 7.
Which is exactly what we have to do with this team. You know, I mean, we talk gang tackling again. These guys are hard to bring down. There's no arm tackles on this. You know, I mean, these guys know how to run. They know how to break tackles. Well, you saw that one with Vondra when Fletcher Harper tried to come up and meet him head to head, and he just rolled right over him.
Yeah.
He's a force, and he's in the backfield right now in this tandem tailback. And it's going to go to him, and he's going to get stood up. And here comes a flag. That's Ethan Jones leading the charge on that. Teague Perkins.
Yeah, you
saw
a little psycho package out of that defensive front from the Hornets.
Yep.
And
holding on the Cardinals.
And some confusion in the Cardinal offensive line. And as a result, holding on the Cardinals offensive front. So they'll probably step this off and move it back after basically no gain on the play.
And it was a really nice defensive stop. Hornet defense got some good penetration into the middle of the line where they were trying to go right off right off the center in that A gap. Hornets were able to plug it up. So now we're looking at second down and about 17, it looks like 18. This time we're going to go for a pass out to the flat. Here we go.
That's Saunders, I believe.
And there he goes.
No, it's not Saunders. Yep, that's Isaac Saunders.
Yep. They got Saunders and Saunders.
Leon's a senior, Isaac is a junior for a huge gain.
And Jerry, if go back and take a look at that play, it's all about the lead blocking on the outside, and they did a phenomenal job in that. Alec McDonald was that single defender on the outside, and he just got taken right out of the play. So if our Hornet defenders are able to, on those passes, if they're able to shake that defender, they got a much better chance of getting in there and making some stops. Here's a runner at the middle.
That's Matthias.
Again to Matthias. Teague Perkins on the tackle.
And again, we're going to have
we
to.
got a player down. I think that might be Thomas Honer. Yep.
Looks like a 52.
Yep.
Coming off. Struggling.
Yeah, I know. All right, so 2nd and 5 for the Cardinals. Hornet defense coming up to the line again. I guarantee it's going to be a handoff. This time Saunders again, and he's just slippery. It's going to be a tackle by Bruce Buchholz, I believe.
Just getting behind the lead blocker, getting on his hip, and picking his way up through the upfield for a first down.
Yeah, really good foot movement you can see by these guys. I mean, they know how to pause. They know how to wait for their blocks to develop. They know how to cut. Really good vision from those running backs.
Yep.
All right, 1st and 10. Ball sitting at about the 29-yard line, it looks like, between 28 and 29-yard line. 5:25 left on the clock. This is going to go out to Saunders on the out, and there he goes to the outside again. And there he goes. He's going to get in for the score. I'm telling you what, right now, Vondra came through into the secondary on Alec McDonald, and I hate to say it, but he decleated him for that block. Alec was looking to come over from that safety position and try to get some hands on Saunders, and he just got labeled.
Well, and much like we saw last year, these guys have a different gear.
Yes.
Your pursuit angles they have to change.
Yes, they do.
You can't take the same pursuit angles on that kind of speed. And
no.
We saw some of it last week with Fenimore with Nutter.
Yep.
But this is similar, and you just got to take the right angle, and we didn't that time. He turned the corner, and he was gone.
Yeah, and I think the thing that maybe the little bit of difference, you're right, Jerry, in the similarities with that speed, that speed level getting to the outside, especially between Fenimore last week and Blackhawk this, or I'm sorry, Brodhead-Juda this week. I think the difference between the two is the size of these running backs. They're big.
And like you mentioned a few plays ago, the blocking.
Oh, yeah.
The blocking is incredible. So
yeah, they execute very, very well.
So it's not like he's running past lots of bodies.
No.
A lot of them had a hat on them.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, I think
much like a year ago.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that pregame, and that it's kind of one of the best ways to describe them. It just a lot of the facets of their game are very, very good. They kind of work them all together and work them well. So. Wilson, you sending me updates tonight? Thanks. We'll try to keep you updated with some scores around the. Try to keep you with some scores around the area.
It's over, I think. I think it's 33.
We're going to try and get you guys some scores.
Number 11, Gunnar Bagley on the kick. Fingerson back deep for the Hornets.
So we'll see if the Hornets can kind of bounce back from that score.
So Gunnar Bagley's going to be kicking off deep. We've got Lee Fingerson.
Fletcher
Harper, I believe, on the other side of the field. Alec McDonald, kind of the up back.
It's going to go deep, and this looks like it's going to go. Kick. Oh, man, nice kick. This is number 12.
Is that Ethan Haiti?
Ethan Haiti.
It was across the way. I couldn't quite catch the number. I could see it was in the teens. And we said Fletcher Harper, but that was Ethan Haiti, number 12, on the return, bringing it out just over the 15-yard line, where the Hornets will start 1st and 10. Actually, just inside the 15.
Yep.
And about the 14 and a half.
All right, Kent Simmons joining in. Greetings from Homosassa, Florida. Hope Lake Stevens, Washington can join us tonight. Go Hornets. He likes to do those call-outs. I like it.
That's awesome.
Get some people involved. Mr. Truesdale.
Let's see if this offense can bounce back like it did last week. I mean, when the momentum seemed to have switched to the Golden Eagles, we got it back.
Here comes a flag, and Drew Paul's going to get swallowed up.
A couple of big plays. Big plays on defense, too, that kind of put that game on ice.
Mr. Truesdale checking in from Brownsburg, Indiana.
Wow. Good.
Alonzo Torres checking in. Jose, you're number one, baby. We got love for our, not only the players, we got love for our producers and our camera crew. I love it. You guys keep that up. Robert Shelby, hear my grandson Noah's voice every once in a while. We're trying. We'll try to see if we can open him up a little bit more. And Nick Robb, thanks for checking in from Laredo, Texas. 126 viewers right now.
Trying to get a confirmation on a game that was played earlier this afternoon in the Southwest Conference. Okay, just got a final on that one. Prairie du Chien at Lancaster, pulling out the win, 33-29, giving Lancaster their first loss of the year. They're 2-1 now, and Prairie picking up their first win of the year at 1-2. We will be down in Prairie du Chien next week at this time.
All right, Hornets kind of in a deep hole here, starting at about the 9-yard line. Second and about 17 or 18 to go. Oh, bad snap.
Bad exchange.
Yep. And Paul's
picked
is
up
going
by
to get
Paul,
swallowed
but
up.
we're just going to lose a couple of yards on that one. Putting us even further behind the chains.
Yeah. Well, they're calling it 3rd and 15, but I'm going to call it 3rd and 17, Jerry.
It's at least that, yeah.
Maybe the scoreboard only goes up to 15. It won't. It'll go further than that. Just over 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Hornets kind of backpedaling here right now. Hoping they kind of get a little traction. You probably got to guess this may be a passing situation here, Jerry, or maybe a screen. I keep wishing for that every week, I think. Let's run the screen. And I think we did it last week. This time it's going to be a keeper by Wes Bosworth. Nice stiff arm. And he's going to get knocked out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. By Vondra, no surprise.
Bosworth ball carrier, gain of 9. Knocked out of bounds by number 20, Vondra.
So we got about, now we're looking at about 4th and 6, 4th and 5. Good run to get out to the outside.
Yeah, brings on the punting team. Once again, Mr. Zach Hillers. Bondra and McIntyre back deep for the Cardinals.
I'm hoping Hillers is not too busy tonight. I like him to be busy, but not too busy.
Yeah, he's
been
busy already.
For
early.
I don't mind busy, just not too busy. High snap, Hillers pulls it down. Nice kick. This is going to be returnable. Yep. Nice move. And he's couldn't get out of it. Alec McDonald on that.
Nice open field tackle on the coverage.
McIntyre was on the return on that. McDonald grabbed a hold of him, did not let go, and drug him down.
Picking up where he left off last week with his big game.
Right.
Made some big plays down in
Oh
Fenimore.
my goodness, did he? Yeah, some of them that maybe I should apologize to the folks at home who were listening. I might have yelled a little bit.
Yeah, just a smidge, just a little.
Got a little excited about that. Oh shoot!
Almost caused a second power outage.
I mean, would have been worth it, Jerry. Would have been worth it.
All right, they got things stacked pretty tight here.
Yep.
Bondra in motion.
Right up the middle. Oh, man, who came in on that?
Met by...
I think that's Bruce Buckholtz, number 62, and number 6, Wes Bosworth.
Bruce Buckholtz on the play.
Boy, he stood him right up. No gain. Let's flip that down marker, shall we?
That was a great play.
Yeah, it was. Really nice. Met him right in the hole.
Bruce is a senior.
Yep.
Playing that defensive tackle spot.
Low center of gravity with that boy. I'd like to see that.
And he put a pop on Matthias.
Yeah, he did. So despite what the down marker says, it's 2nd and 10.
Here comes Bondra, motion right.
And this is going to be a keeper looking for the pass.
He's got a guy down the seam.
And
Bagley with the catch.
Yep, Bagley.
Pretty good recovery by Dakota Pauls.
Yeah, Pauls is
not
on.
quite enough to get there and break up that pass.
Just needed to get his head turned. If Pauls would have turned his head, he made up the ground because the ball was thrown a little bit short. If he would have got his head around to check it out, I think he might have been able to get in the hand in there to disrupt that pass. But
Yep, the Hornet defense bid on the play action. When I first looked at what was downfield, 11 was down the seam.
Yeah.
And he was pretty much all alone. So Dakota did a nice job to close and make that a play, and the kid just made a great catch.
Yeah, really nice catch by Bagley there. Went up and got it and held on to it all the way to the ground. All right, 1st and 10 from the 15. Tight package again here. This one's going to go out to the outside.
On the outside.
Yep. And guess what? Bonder in for another one.
Broke a tackle at the 5 and
two
right
tackles.
into the end zone.
That was Thielman and I believe Hillers, and he just split them. Telling you folks, that kid's a horse. He's got legs.
Yeah.
Good movement, good vision.
We saw the speed a year ago. He looks, Mike, he might even be a little more put together this year.
That's what I said, Jerry, when they showed up. I'm like, man, he looks a little bigger than he did last year.
Like he might have been in the weight room.
Maybe once or twice.
He's always had the speed. Wow, that kid can move.
Eating his Wheaties.
So that makes it 13-0 at the 2:05 mark in the first quarter. And Buckup was on to try the extra point.
Snap is down, kick
and
is up.
He's 2 for 2.
And it's good. So a quick start for the Cardinals. 2:05 left, 14-0. Jerry, I think there was no illusions coming into this game by the coaches, by the players, by anybody from seeing what Brodhead-Juda was last year, that, we knew this game was going to be definitely a dogfight, and we knew Brodhead-Juda, despite that 2.5-hour ride, we thought might help us out a little bit, that we knew they were going to come to play, because they do it every week in and week out. I mean, they are very formidable, as we saw last year. Lost some starters. Butke, we were talking about him, and the older Bagley boy. But I'm telling you what, hats off to the coaching staff. These guys are coached really, really well. Great execution, great discipline, and it's paying off for them.
It is. And they ran the tables last year. They had a 9-0 season, regular season, got into the playoffs, won their first 2-level playoff games, won over us. And then the week after they beat us, they got kind of upset by Belleville.
Yeah, they did.
And so Belleville kind of spread them out a little bit and kind of attacked them in a different way. And Belleville was a talented team too.
Yeah, they were. I was talking to one of the coaching staff when he was coming up here, and he said they just weren't ready for him. He said they kind of went in and, felt, after that, they hadn't lost anything yet, so it's tough, going in there expecting that, you might have a tough time and do it, but they did well. Oh, I don't know where this is going. Hang on to that ball.
Kind of a little fake reverse there. Is that Ethan?
Ethan Haiti again,
yeah.
Carol, I hope I'm saying your name right. Carol Jaggy. Nice sounding pick. That's a Broadhead watcher. And we got a little bit of love, I think, Jerry, and all of us, like our entire crew, from you Brodhead-Juda folks. Hey, at home, if you're tuning in, we really thank you guys for tuning in. It's awesome. We're here for you guys too. It's for both teams that are playing. It's not just us, and we're happy to bring it to you.
Yeah, what a beautiful night. A little bit humid, but still a beautiful night. I would argue, there might be better fields, there might be turf, whatever, but boy, I don't know if you can beat this setting.
Nope.
The setting of this stadium and where it is in the hills here.
Yeah.
And as the fall progresses and we start to get some of the color change, I'll tell you what, I'd put it against any place.
Yeah, more beautiful.
It's just absolutely
more
gorgeous.
Beautiful than many places I've been to.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable.
So that was an offsides penalty on Brodhead-Juda, so that'll knock off 5 yards. So Hornets will be 1st and 5. Looks like that ball is sitting at about the 28-yard line, Jerry.
Boy, it'd be nice if we could put something together here, put together a drive.
Right.
Get it in the end zone.
Sustainability.
Yeah, it is.
Yep, continuity and sustainability. Continuity and chemistry, I think, is what
Stay away from the
About.
flags.
Yeah.
We saw enough of them last week for the rest of the season for both teams.
I guess I didn't finish counting, Jerry. I should have, but I was guessing 30. Bad snap again.
Bad snap. That's
picked up by Colton Stibbe, at least. Darn it.
Well, we're struggling on those exchanges.
Yeah, that's been a couple of exchanges that there's been a little bit of difficulty with. I don't know if it's, like you just said, Jerry, about the weather. It is a little humid out here. Sometimes that ball can get a little slick.
Yep, that could be it totally.
Tanya Hicks checking in. She's on vacation. Tanya, you didn't need to tell me that. Tanya's on vacation up in Door County. Hope you're having a great time, Tanya.
That's a beautiful place,
Oh, my goodness. I think we're kind of blessed with this area, Jerry.
Yep.
Pretty much the state. Lots of places to go that are beautiful. And this is one of them right here, and we're glad we're here at it.
Yeah, we sure are.
1:20 left on the clock.
Stadium looks in great shape.
Yeah, it
Field
does.
looks awesome.
Yeah, so hats off to the crew that takes care of the things down here. Paul's on the nice catch, pitch and catch.
Slant.
Fingerson splits a couple of defenders. It's number 11, Bagley, and number 26, Matthias. And that's the first down. First down for the Hornets with a little over a minute left on the clock. Good to see that.
Yeah, I'm sure, Brodhead, after watching our first 2 games and catch us on film, they probably had that scoped out where they knew he's looking for Fingerson on a lot of plays.
Right.
What a target, though.
Yeah.
Big, athletic, can jump.
And great hands.
He does. He's got it all.
Yeah. See if we can kind of go back to that well again. We'll see what happens here. And we've been running that, Bosworth offset, and now we got some motion here with Perkins. And here comes a flag, and that's going to be Fingerson around the other side. There he goes. A little bit of line, a little bit of light.
Well, he set that up nice.
Nice tackle, Coach Brown. And it looks like it's going to be a penalty, I hate to say, against the Hornets. I want to say probably procedure. We had a couple of guys in motion at the same time. It'll wipe out a nice gain.
Yep, that's exactly what he called,
Yep.
too. Illegal motion.
It was a nice gain, just too many guys in motion at the same time. A little unfortunate for us. Let's hope we can get that back.
Yeah.
Good looking play, though, Jerry.
It was, and Leaf made a little more out of it than what it was going to produce there with that little inside-out move at the end there.
I guess if you can try to make Vondra try to kick block, then I think you're doing okay. And that's what he tried to do. He kind of got juked and he stuck his leg out and tried to get a little trip action going on. It's too bad it was negated by the penalty. So here we go, 1st and 15. Hornets in the shotgun, 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Bosworth in the backfield.
Oh, we got motion again.
So one thing we talked about, no flags. We got to get our penalties taken care of. So after that nice first down with Fingerson, that pass from Pauls to Fingerson.
And that is the end of the first quarter.
Yep.
That's the end of the first quarter. Your score, the Brodhead-Juda Cardinals 14.
So not sure if you folks heard at the very beginning of the broadcast, tonight's sponsor is by a bunch of people. Actually, they put some things together for the late Coach Harris. He was recognized by a moment of silence here at the beginning of our game. So we want to thank, and I'm going to read all these names off. So sorry if we don't get to everybody the entire night, but I want to make sure that we get everybody. Lucas Wilson, thank you. Reed Wilson, Travis Wilson, Jason Hardy, Mark Hardy, Kirk Lair, Bryson Clarson, Dave and Nate Fogo, Josh Carter, Brady Ewing, Greg Monson, Greg Shep, Derek Ripp, and Coach Andrew Troxel. I want to thank all of you guys for doing that. It's quite the honor when we can do something like this, Jerry, and it's really kind of cool that if you're not at the stadium, you can still know that, and you can see Coach Harris's picture up on the screen right now. It's really cool that we can bring that to you folks at home as well, since you can't maybe be here.
Yeah, what a classy act to pull that off, you guys. Nice job. And,
you bet.
And for a great person, a guy that patrolled the sidelines as a coach for many years, well over 40, as a head coach, assistant coach, defensive coordinator, you name it. Every fall, that's where he was.
Yeah.
When he wasn't in a tree stand. I'll tell you what, that he just loved the outdoors. He loved outside sports in general, and
what a great one to coach, right?
Absolutely. And then that unit you just listed, they all had the orange and black.
Yep.
They all wore it at one time, and what a team that would have been if we could have had all those guys at once. Put that baby out on the field.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, quite a list of names there. And thank you to all of you for sponsoring.
Yeah, we really appreciate
this
it.
Third game of the season, our home opener here, in honor of Coach Harris.
And Jerry, I'm going to reiterate that again. That's a class act move right there, and that is what we're trying to develop here. Those names are coming up on the screen again. You can see them all. All you folks that did that, all you guys, putting that in. That's good stuff. That's our one hive mentality. That's what we want to bring back.
Huge thank you.
You bet.
Huge thank you from all of us.
All right, so 1st and 20 now after the couple of penalties. Ball sitting on the 26-yard line. Hornets in the shotgun. Paul's back for the pass, getting rushed ready. Oh, man, he got knocked down.
Batted down at the line of scrimmage.
He did, and that...
And he had Matthias in his face.
Yeah, and when we say in his face, I think we mean directly in his face.
and second and 10.
It almost looked like a helmet to helmet, Jerry.
Could have been. I didn't quite catch the.
I think that's what Drew's kind of mentioning over there.
It was a shot. I know.
Yeah,
that.
it was. And he still delivered the ball. It got batted down. And last week I wanted to try and get a little term going. The Paul's poise.
Yeah.
Let's hope he's got that tonight because he's going to get pressured. Definitely.
He's a warrior. I'll tell
Yeah.
you what. He takes some shots.
Yep.
Stays in the pocket. Delivers the ball. I mean, he's had a heck of a season already.
Yeah.
Two back-to-back games.
And he's
despite
limping
being
right
knocked
now.
out. Yeah. He got knocked out a little bit last week for a
Yep.
while. Came back. Played big.
Yeah, he did. Probably be looking for a run here. I mean, maybe a pass, but after Paul's going back to the line, limping a little bit. Stibby's in motion. This is going to go. Oh, this has just got a little miscommunication there. And again, he gets ripped down. Number 51 on the tackle.
By number 51, CJ
Streely.
Kind of ran into our back first.
Yep, and that was Trevin Thielman, I think, in the
That
back.
slowed his progress just enough to allow the penetration from the Brodhead-Juda front to be all over him.
So now we're looking at a third and more than I care to mention. So maybe another passing situation here. Hopefully Paul's is fairly recovered, but he looks ginger right now, I got to tell you, Jerry.
Yeah, he took a pretty good shot
Yeah,
a
he
couple
did.
plays ago.
A little confusion on our offense
Tell you
here right
what,
now, too.
That's tough to overcome.
Yep. And obviously any QB is a key component of your offense, and so we're going to hope he's doing all right. Stibby in motion. Look for Brodhead-Juda to bring the pressure again. Sure enough, they do. And it's a pass. Oh, I think he was going for Fingerson, and they just were not on the right page. Saw them communicating a little bit. Fingerson was on the left side, went over to the right. He kind of switched places, and he was talking with Drew on the way over there, so I'm wondering if they just weren't on the same page on that play. Let's hope Drew's doing all right. He is a little ginger right now. Yeah, he took a heck of a smack by.
Yeah, he did.
Was that Vondra?
Actually, it was Matthias.
Matthias, that's right.
Inside linebacker just came.
Yeah,
came
almost
on the blitz.
untouched.
Yeah. And as you mentioned in the first quarter, he's not a small man.
No.
He's put together. We don't have statistics on how big these kids are, but he's a big boy. There's Zach with a punt, turn.
And this is going to be returnable.
McIntyre,
and this one splits our defenders and runs over. I think that was Colton Stibby. Stibby holds on for the tackle.
probably
Helped
picked
cleaned
up
up
about
by
a 10 or 11 yard return.
by McDonald there.
McIntyre on the return.
And they're on the good side of the 50, Jerry.
Yep, and even that's textbook, you know.
Yeah.
In a situation where, you know, you let the ball hit the turf, you're probably not going to get a return, and they're going to get a lot more kick yardages out of it. He
Right.
ran up, fielded a very tough catch.
Yep.
And with his momentum, picked up another 10 or 12 yards.
Yeah.
So just the yardage difference by making the decision that he did.
Yeah, and again, McIntyre's no small fry either.
No.
Those kids are put together. They got some stature to them.
38.
Here we
fullback.
go. Fullback number 38, that's Huffman with a nice carry.
Number 38, Huffman on the carry, gain of 5, brought down by number 34, Teague Perkins.
I remember last year, you know, like I said, we got to see these guys twice, once in the regular season and once in the postseason. But I remember afterwards we got a chance to interview some of the players, and I guess I couldn't get over their size because from up here they don't really look all that big, but up close and personal they were bigger than we thought. Remember the quarterback?
Oh yeah,
and Butke.
Yeah, we interviewed those.
Those were a
both
couple
those
of big
guys.
kids.
Here goes Saunders
to the outside.
See you later. See you later.
Yep.
And I think they're going to call him down just short, and I think that was Dakota Pauls on the grab. My goodness.
Number 2, Leon Saunders on the ball, on the carry.
Yep. A lot of speed.
Yep.
Brought down by number 82, Dakota Falls at the 1 yard line.
Again, just tough to get the right pursuit angle and get out ahead.
And they got that second gear, or that
really
eighth
do.
gear, whatever gear it is, they just turn it on.
Yeah, that kid can run.
Teresa Bray checking in from Trenton, Ohio. Go RC Hornets. And Shane Miller, thank you very much. We kept saying Matthias, and now it's coming back to me. Matthias. Shane, if you would like to, check in anytime on any of these names we're butchering. Sorry, bud. Thanks for checking in, though. Really good position here. Fullback run right at the middle.
Matthias straight ahead.
Matthias, and he's
I
in for
think
the
he's
score.
in the end zone.
Yep.
So we got the pronunciation correction just
in time.
prior before he put it into the end zone for the third score for the Brodhead-Juda Cardinals.
Yeah. You know, last week, Jerry, we had some difficult pronunciations.
Oh, yeah.
We had some Fenimore fans helping us out, thank goodness. And then I had to say it about 12.5 times. I don't think I still got it right. That was a tough one for me.
Yeah.
Well, that's the third score by the Cardinals. 9:33 left in the clock. Waiting for the PAT here. This is going to be Backup for the PAT. Snap is up. Kick is up. Oh, it's going to be short.
This one's going to be short.
It looked like a kind of a weird kick. Like he just wasn't set on that or something, Jerry.
It was almost like as he approached the ball, he kind of let up.
Pulled up. Yeah, I was going to say
Pulled
that
up,
same thing.
and maybe the snap wasn't right where he wanted it at the time he wanted it. It was a timing issue.
Right.
And so because his timing was off, the kick didn't have much behind it, and that was the first failed PAT of the evening for the Brodhead-Juda Cardinals.
Yep.
20-0, 9.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Yeah, pronunciations are kind of an interesting thing. When I used to live and teach in north central Wisconsin, it was always interesting when we played Thorpe.
Yeah.
If I didn't have somebody from a local standing next to me, I don't think I could have pronounced too many of those correctly. A lot of names with not many vowels.
Yeah.
A lot of consonants back to back.
Right. And my wife is, she's got some Bohemian in her, and boy, try to say some of those names by the way they're spelled. Good luck.
Sure. There were a lot of names that were not anywhere close to the pronunciation.
Yep. I agree.
I had a lot of help.
Lynch is easy.
Yeah, I got
Chambers. That's pretty easy. I
think that's probably why I got that name. We can't give this guy anything that's tough.
Oh shoot! All right, so Cardinals are going to be kicking off again here. Here comes the approach. Kind of a little bit of a low end over end, and this is going to be Ethan Haiti again.
Ethan Haiti on
He's
his
going to get a
third
nice.
return of the night.
Oh man!
He's out to the 25.
Hauled down by number 34, Joe. I'm going to call it Lomer, and if I'm wrong on that, let me know. Jordan Douglas checking in. Let's go Brodhead-Juda. Number 69, Sweeney, you got this, buddy. Thanks for checking in. I'm guessing somebody related or a good friend of Braden Sweeney, number 69 on the Cardinals.
Ethan Haiti, a sophomore, in on special teams with 3 returns already tonight, and getting some valuable experience there.
And a kid that, I tell you what, if you got him on the stat sheet, which we don't, but he's not the tallest kid in the world, I'll tell you that much. But here's the other thing, he ain't gonna slow down. He's a tough nut.
Yeah.
That kid is tough.
There's Wes Bosworth on a really awesome hard run, and he put a spanking on the tackler, whoever that is.
That was Vondra, actually. And Vondra is still down on the sideline.
Somebody's in some agony over there.
Yeah, and all of the Brodhead-Juda players are now down on a knee. This does not. Oh, folks, this doesn't. I don't want to speculate. I hate doing that, but he did not look good.
Yeah, and I didn't quite see what happened.
I didn't see
the run away from
us,
and just basically a quarterback keep. And we've seen that 2 or 3 times already tonight out of Wes.
Yep, going that outside.
Wes is a sophomore also, and yeah, I hope he's okay. Very talented kid.
Asked Jerry where he was from, where he taught. He said they played Thorpe and have a lot of friends from there. Where'd you teach?
Owen Withy.
Owen Withy. So there you go. Who was that was asking? Your wife? Our cameraman, Jose's wife. Wanted to find out. Oh, we got some. Jerry, isn't it crazy? You got connections that you don't even know about.
Wow, that's cool.
Good stuff. Lomar. Thanks, Shane. Doug Klingeman checking in, watching also from Door County. Go Hornets. Mitchell Woodman checking in.
So we're pretty sure this is Alden Vonder that's down.
Yeah. They got
senior.
him sitting up. That's a good sign.
Yeah. And a very talented player on both sides of the football. Extremely speedy, if you can recall from last year.
Yeah.
Boy, you saw him turn on the Jets a couple times against us.
Yep.
On some big plays. And for some reason, I thought he was a sophomore, but a year ago, but he's listed as a senior. So.
Yep. Mitchell Woman checking in from MSOE, recent grad, and also Alexis Stibbe. Thanks for checking in, folks.
So Vonder's getting a look over on the sidelines, and we're going to go to the next little loft pass to the outside. And
that's
hauled in by
Alec McDonald, I believe.
Alec McDonald.
Nice. Great pitch and catch.
Nice catch.
Big gain there.
You saw Drew just kind of loft it out there and let him go under and adjust to the ball, and he did a nice job of it.
Alec did a really nice job of locating that ball, slowing up, meeting it at the peak, hauled it in. Great job. Great pitch and catch.
Very reminiscent of the back shoulder throws that you used to see with Rogers and Devontae Adams and even before that, Jordy Nelson.
Yeah.
A lot of back shoulder stuff. So that one was a nice ball, and he just adjusted to it, brought it in. Huge gain for the Hornets.
Right, and really well covered, too.
It was.
Defense was on him like white on rice.
That was a great adjustment by Alec.
So split receiver to the bottom of your screen. One receiver to the top. I believe that's Fingerson. And this is going to go to, oh, man. McDonald wanted to turn up the field before he had the ball in his hands.
Yeah, and you saw us run that a week ago.
Yep.
Where we ran that inside route to Alec the first time, and then the next time we threw it to the outside to Colton Stibbe. And same play.
Yep.
Just a different result.
So Jordan Douglas is checking in. Thanks, Jordan. This second time. So this is Braden Sweeney's stepdad. 6'3", 218, sophomore.
Wow.
It's a good-sized kid. We talked about home cooking in the opener. I think Mr. Sweeney might be having a little bit of home cooking.
Yeah, that's a good-sized kid for a sophomore.
Paul's in the back. And there goes Teague Perkins. Nice. Shed a couple of blockers.
Broke a couple
Actually,
tackles.
He knocked a helmet off. That's number 45. Jackson Dooley took his helmet right off. Man, if you want to talk about a load, there's another kid that's a load.
You know what? They came up and put a lick on him, and it didn't even phase him.
No, he just kept on chugging.
He was just churning his way up the field and didn't get a lot of yardage out of it. But
no.
But
So
man,
3rd and
he
7.
did not go backwards.
No, he did not. 3rd and 7. Kept the legs pumping, kept falling ahead. Turned out well for him. 3rd and 7. Ball sitting on the 42. See what the Hornets can pull out here. 7:41 on the clock. That's going to be McDonald to the top of your screen. Fingerson to the bottom. Number 33, Stibbe, kind of in that utility position. And then Perkins on the other side. You can see them back off the line. Pauls is going to get the ball here. And he's looking for Perkins, who's going to get run into.
And there was contact there, I thought.
I thought there was too. A little soon, but
just prior to the ball getting delivered, you saw Wes Bosworth do a nice job of picking up the pass rush.
Yep.
To allow for time for Drew to set his feet and throw that going the opposite way.
Right.
Everything looked good about it except
connection.
Maybe a little early delivery on the hit.
Yep.
But that's all right. It was close.
Good looking things happening on that drive though, Jerry.
Yep,
so
hopefully
we can capitalize on those.
Exactly. Hopefully we can build off this because
right.
We should be able to get some decent field position if we can pin them down and maybe get a 3 and out.
Right.
But yeah, we moved the ball, moved the chains, had some big plays. Just couldn't sustain it.
Sweeney and McIntyre.
What a punt.
Nice punt.
What a punt.
And oh man, I thought it was going to hit and come back, but man, oh man, beautiful kick.
Yep, you got that one to turn over.
That's his best one tonight, I would say.
Nice kick, Zach.
So that'll bring Brodhead-Juda up to the 20 to start their drive. 7:12 on the clock. Yeah, it was a really nice kick. A little more loft underneath that thing, Jerry, and if it bounces, just before getting to the end zone, makes a nice little upward motion, and we can down it there. And that's the things that those guys kick, that they key in on in practice and whatnot. Really nice looking kick though by him. All right, so the Cardinals coming up to the line of scrimmage. Number 2, Saunders to the outside, and Alec McDonald's going to get out there and grab him. Great play.
Yeah, you don't want to let him get to the edge.
No.
We've seen what that turns out to be.
Right.
So nice tackle by Alec McDonald there. Still picked up about 3.
Yep.
But it was a nice play. He's limping bad. I thought that was the number, too.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So we've got 2nd and 7 from about the 23-yard line.
And looks like a
pre-snap flag. probably on the offense.
We better hope so. Yeah, I think the sideline coach is talking, or the sideline ref is talking to the coach. And so procedure penalty on Brodhead. Brian Yap checking in from Brodhead-Juda.
Yep, other than offsides on the defense, there's not too many pre-snap penalties on the D.
Right.
Maybe chin strap not snapped or something like that. Crazy, but 2nd and 11 or 12.
Ball sitting on the 18-yard line.
Again, we talked about field position being a big thing.
Absolutely.
Boy, if we could get a 3 and out here, that would be sweet.
Lots of friends from Owen Withy.
Oh, yeah?
Saying hello. There we go. Oh,
nice play.
That
nice play
like
out there. Was that
Trevin
Thielman?
And I think I got a feeling might have got a little high on him.
They ran a little swing pass to Leon.
Oh, it's going to be holding.
Saunders.
Okay.
Oh, we got flag on the field.
Yeah.
They ran a little swing pass, and I'll tell you what, Trevin was
good breakdown in coverage, and he got it right there.
He made a nice tackle, but he got up off that tackle. You could tell he was a little disgusted. I think he saw visions of taking that baby to the house.
Yeah.
He was just a split second late on the pass, and I think he had visions of thinking, hey, I'm taking this baby.
Hey, this reminds me of Fenimore.
Yeah, yeah. Because you could just see it on him when he got up.
Yep. 2nd 22. So, again, Jerry, we talked about field position. Really good for the Hornets right now. Looking for maybe a pass coming here. They're going to run it again. Nice job of swallowing it up in the middle. Perkins and Stibbe, I think, on that tackle combined. They're really doing – the defense is starting to key in on those inside runs right now, Jerry. So when Coach Darling talking to his defense, really trying to key in on those things, they've been having some early success with that. Really starting to shut it down now.
Yep.
It's looking good.
Yeah, and again, big play here. Again, get a stop.
Right.
Get the ball back with 5 minutes to go in the half and try to get something. Let's get some points on the board.
Yeah. Keeping it tight again. They're going to
pass,
pass, though.
And
he's going to get all right. And that's going to be a safety. It's going to be a safety.
Yeah.
There we go.
Teague Perkins?
That's Teague Perkins. Lots of pressure coming up the middle that time.
So,
Teague lead the pack.
We're not only going to get field position, we're going to get 2 points.
Yeah, we are.
So 20-2 with 5:13 to go in the half. And we'll get the free kick coming back.
Yeah, we will.
Big play by number 34, the junior.
Momentum, baby. Momentum.
Yeah. He made some big ones last week, too.
Yeah, he did. Feel a little more energy in the stands right now, Jerry, just with that one play. It's amazing how that stuff can happen, and we'll capitalize on it as much as we can.
Yeah, he's not an easy guy to block.
No,
that's been very evident for the last 2 seasons.
He's a load. I'm looking over across the sideline, Jerry, and I do see Vonder still on the bench.
Yeah.
He's got a coach standing next to him. Boy, we're hoping nothing but the best for him. Hope he's doing okay. It's not a...
Yeah, he was shaking up pretty big time on that play, and
he was.
I hope it's nothing serious either.
On the Hornet sideline, we were taking a look at Fletcher Harper as well. Helmets off, leaning on some guys, hoping he's going to be okay. Kind of saw him limping around a little bit. Yeah, the stands are coming alive. It's good to see.
So, the Brodhead-Juda Cardinals will be kicking off from their own 20. They have a choice of punt or kick. It's always interesting to see what teams choose. It is a free kick. It can be fair caught. Looks to me like they're going to punt.
And there it is. Up over top is going to be Alec McDonald with this. Oh, and he muffed it. Grab it and go, buddy. Tuck it away. Nice one.
Out over midfield. So the Hornets will take over inside Cardinal territory, just over the 50-yard line.
Producer just told us we're having a little bit of technical difficulties with our main camera. We're working on that right now, trying to help you folks out. So the shot might be a little bit further away. As you can see right now, we're kind of got a box shot for you right now, so it's a little bit further away, so you might have a little trouble seeing who's who right now, but we're working on it, folks. We're going to get back to you really quick. Fingerson to the bottom of the screen, McDonald to the top, Perkins on the top side on the very edge. You got Stibbe, and it looks like Thielman. And Stibbe's going to get this one. Nice run.
Look at how he kept those legs
Oh,
going.
baby.
He was
And we
met
got
right
another
at the line of
Brodhead-Juda
scrimmage.
player
We have
down.
an injury.
And we got,
For 22,
this doesn't,
on the carry, gain of 5. Matthias in on top of the Cardinals.
There's Matthias
yep, and he's down.
shaking up on the play.
He's still down. Okay, folks, we got our camera back for you. We're going to take this timeout, this opportunity to thank our sponsor once again. So for the late Coach Jim Harris, this group of fine gentlemen, Lucas Wilson, Reed Wilson, Travis Wilson, Jason Hardy, Mark Hardy, Kirk Layer, Bryson Clarkson, David Nate Fogo, Josh Carter, Brady Ewing, Greg Monson, Greg Shep, Derek Ripp, and Andrew Troxel. And I think, Jerry, I just saw Vondra come back in.
Okay.
Yeah, he is.
That's good.
It's good to see that.
Yeah, it is.
Happy to see that.
It is, and I hope Matthias isn't.
Yeah,
too
hoping
shook up
he's,
either.
yeah, exactly. It looks like he kind of got off the field, was able to kind of walk off the field gingerly, but
Yeah, there was contact right at the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
And Stibby kind of bounced off like a bowling ball and got a lot of positive yards.
watch
so.
for him to get this ball again. Sure enough, there he goes. Still going. Gain of about 1 on that one.
He's a strong kid.
Yeah, he is.
You can see he's not going down with a single arm tackle.
McIntyre and Wilhite in on that one. And it looks like Brodhead-Juda is going to take a
Timeout,
timeout.
Brodhead-Juda with 4 minutes and 34 seconds to go in the half.
Brodhead-Juda.
That's their first of the half.
So yeah, Jerry, it's a beautiful night again tonight.
It is.
Gotta love this. The weather's we've been spoiled so far. It was a little warm coming up here. Not so bad right now. Sun goes down and whatnot. Awesome that we got all these tunes coming in. 175 viewers right now live. It's
Wow.
awesome. Alan McDonald checking in from Lake Stevens, Washington. Thank you for doing that. It's a great night tonight. Loving to hear this right now too. You can hear the cheerleaders and stuff down there.
Yep.
Student
Pep
section
band.
calling back. The pep band. It's good to be home.
Yeah,
It's
it
good
is.
to be home.
Just a great atmosphere. A great place to play football.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Happy
came
and
out
loud.
tonight to bring in the first night of our first conference game, first home game.
Yeah.
Very difficult opponent, but
Right.
hey, maybe we can bounce back right here. Boy, if we could punch this in,
Yeah.
make it put us back in the ball game.
I told the cheerleaders,
After
I
that
said,
big safety.
when I walked by them, I said, I want you to be louder than the PA. So far, they're doing a pretty darn good job.
Yeah.
Hats off to Jody Anthony and that group. It's looking like the Fingerson. Oh, man. He tried to make a route adjustment, Jerry. He saw where the ball was going. Really well covered. I believe that was by Saunders again, Isaac Saunders this time.
Pretty good coverage.
Fingerson,
and,
yeah.
and Drulish laid it out there to the outside. Had Leaf considered, or had he continued the route that he was on originally?
Might have been.
It might have been. It was interesting because Leaf or Drew threw that ball right where it had to be.
Yep.
To the outside. Now we've got a timeout. Is it
think it was the center.
Brodhead-Juda again?
I think center.
Center this time. Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. They put that challenge out to those cheerleaders. I think they're doing all right. Black, orange, and black. Yeah, they're doing a great job. Hats off to them.
Yeah.
Getting really loud. I love it.
I'll tell you what. Hats off to them last week. We had the hour and a half.
Oh my God.
Power outage. I mean, it was just like
A freak thing.
It just a freak thing. Takes the wind out of everyone's sails.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just the crowd was dead. Their crowd was dead.
Yep.
I mean, what do you do for an hour and a half in the dark?
Yeah.
And that's what it was. We did get parents' night in down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that was nice.
But it was just like, and then your question, we're going to come back? Are we going to play?
Right.
And I'll be darned. They got it fixed, and we played, and
And the cheerleaders were great.
yeah,
Came right
they
back
were
at
awesome.
it and go.
The crowd that stuck around was awesome.
Yep.
And cheered on the Hornets to our first victory.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Looking for that again tonight. See what happens.
Not the power outage, though.
No, please,
We could-
Lord, no.
We could do without that.
Yeah, we're all right with lights tonight.
That would be a late trip for the Brodhead-Juda fans.
Wouldn't it, though? I don't even know. I'm not even. Let's not even talk about it, Jerry. Let's just let that go.
Stay away from the power poles.
Yeah.
4th and 5, and we're going to punt. Zach Hillers.
Nice punt. Let's see if that thing can drop back. Get down there. Oh.
And into the end zone.
Colton Stibby tried to track it down and get in there and couldn't quite make it happen.
Yep.
Mackenzie McIntyre checking in from Brodhead-Juda.
Now, a year ago, think back. All right, in that scenario, we're across midfield, 4th and 5, punting situation, and we've got Bryce Hillers back to punt.
Yeah.
what was Bryce famous for? He would like to take a couple steps, and if they didn't play him honest, he would turn and go.
That little soccer goalie kick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or he would just turn and go and get the first down.
Yep.
He was a dual threat because he could, and I'm sure Zach probably could do the same thing. If they don't bring the rush, remember that? He would kind of look and see if the rush was coming.
Yeah, be patient with it. Yep.
And then just turn. And we got a lot of first downs that way.
Yeah, we did. Teague Perkins and Colton Stibbe in on this one. I think that was maybe Matthias on that carry. See who comes out of the bottom of that pile. Can't quite see a number here right now. I think it was Matthias. Yep, Matthias on that carry.
Okay, so Matthias is back in the game.
Yep.
Bonder's back in the game. Good to see. Good to see. You know, both of them got shaken up a little bit in the quarter, and they're back out there playing again. So hopefully.
The only one we're missing is Mr. Harper.
Mr. Fletcher Harper from the Hornets.
Yeah, and by the looks of things, I think he's going to be there for a while. This one's, oh, man.
There's Saunders.
Yep, Saunders on that one. Stibbe with first contact, and then cleaned up by, I think, Teague Perkins. And maybe Wes Bosworth in on that tackle as well.
Getting up a little gingerly.
Uh-huh.
But he picked up a nice gain there, 3rd and 4. Got to have the Hornet defense kick it in.
Yeah, this is going to be a big stop.
Let's get a stop right here. Get the ball back. See if we can make something happen and get some more points on that board.
3:11 on the clock right now. One receiver to the top of their screen. They got that bunch formation. They always keep it tight, but they're really good at. There's 77 coming around again for that block. See you later. Nobody's going to catch him. He's gone. Well, maybe. Dive Fingerson. There we go.
Lee Fingerson brings him down.
Oh, I thought he was. Okay, he's good.
Just inside the 5-yard line.
Fingerson's a little ginger right now. It was a good tackle by Fingerson. Little ginger on Fingerson right now. Let's hope he's okay.
Both Saunders and Fingerson with great speed. Fingerson maybe a little bit have a little bit of an edge on the
length.
Stride.
Yeah, I think so. That
Stride was eventually able to run him down and catch him.
Huge run by Saunders, though. Man, that was a big run. That Saunders kid, I'm telling you, he's quick. And again, all that gets set up, Jerry, by their blocking.
Yep.
Lead block, I think, again, Charlie Weiss, number 77. He was doing a really nice job. Last year it was Butke. This time Weiss. There he was again.
You see Weiss leading the way on that play again.
And it looks like they're going to call.
Just shy of the goal line.
Just shy, yeah.
Number 3, Isaac Saunders, the ball carrier.
So Saunders, the other Saunders this time on that carry. Just shy of the goal line. 2:15 on the clock. Bacop coming back in with a play. And we're seeing Bacop under center. So we told you before that Bacop and number 6, Marcus McIntyre, will sometimes switch those roles. This time it's Bacop and look for just a straight ahead run here.
This was the other fullback.
Yeah, and I don't think he got in.
38.
I think they stopped him. It's a nice job. Number 38, that's Sean Huffman.
The ball carrier.
And I think they might have lost just a shady yardage, maybe half a football or a football length on that. And this is going to be a timeout, Brodhead-Juda. Coach wants to come out to the coach coming right out to the field to talk to me, not wasting any time.
So timeout on the field. This is the Brodhead-Juda's second timeout of the half. 1:37 to go in the half. 20-2 in favor of the Cardinals.
Once again, I want to thank our live stream sponsors, Lucas Wilson, Reed Wilson, Travis Wilson, Jason Hardy, Mark Hardy, Kirk Lair, Bryson Clarkson, Dave and Nate Fogo, Josh Carter, Brady Ewing, Greg Munson, Greg Shep, Derek Ripp, Andrew Troxel, all for the late Coach Jim Harris. Thanks again, gentlemen. It's pretty awesome, again, Jerry, that we can do that stuff.
It really is.
Really cool stuff.
Again, a lot of proud former Hornets, Hornets for life.
Yeah.
And just a tribute to a coach.
Kind of bleed that orange and black.
That touched their lives. And
this time it's going to go to Matthias, and no doubt on this one.
Yep, touchdown Matthias.
Man, he's a big kid. Solid.
Just straight ahead.
Number 38, Huffman.
Oh, that was Huffman.
Oh, it was Huffman. Okay.
Sorry, I thought I saw 26. And yeah, he's a big kid too.
He's a big kid
Got
too.
denied the first time. He wasn't going to get denied the second time, I don't think.
So
Sifted on. somebody's telling Alan McDonald. I saw a notification that Mark Sifta said was on. Sifty checking in. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking in, buddy.
Here's
Brian Brown.
Point after touchdown.
Byron
Looks
Brown,
like this
sorry.
time they're going to go for 2.
Yep. Going to try and get that to a more even score here. Instead of that PAT. And this time it's going to be a keeper. No, it's going to be a pitch to the outside. McIntyre. I tell you what, Bacop did a really nice job of concealing that ball and pitching it right at the right time. It looks really good. They drew that play up really well.
Yep, fake to the fullback, option right.
Yep.
Richland Center 2.
So
To the
28-2.
end, pitch the ball, 2-point conversion.
Yeah, that's a tough one to defend. And
especially when you're
McDonald,
not defending it on every play. You know,
Yeah.
Lancaster, they run it a lot, or they used to run it all the time.
Yep.
But that's the first time we've seen that tonight.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a pitch at all from them. They did a really nice job. McDonald tried to get the angle on it. And again, we've been talking about that tonight too with the Hornet defense. It's going to be about angles tonight, and you got to get the right one on these guys, and then you got to wrap up if you make some contact.
Yeah.
So
We're
Byron
running into some of the same issues we ran into last year. They just got so much speed.
Yeah.
It's not stopping one guy or two.
Right. They got a lot of guys.
They've got a lot of guys that can fly.
Yep. Byron Brown checking in from Brodhead-Juda, as well as Crystal Brown checking in from Judah. Thanks. Again, I got to put a hats off. You know, Brodhead-Juda usually travels pretty well. 2.5 hours is a trip. I tell you what, they're still staying tuned. They're doing a nice job. 177, no, 184. Got 184 live right now. Thanks.
Haiti and Fingerson back deep to return.
All right, so now they're going to switch up Haiti and Fingerson. Cookie Coach Clerkin saw something he wanted to mix up here a little bit. Different kid kicking here, I think, isn't it, Jerry? Or no, is it this? 44?
It's Ben Bagley, so this
Yeah.
is a different kid.
This is a different kid. Number 44, kind of a looper. 44.
And that's a live ball.
Britlin Paulson. And that's going to be Ethan
Ooh,
Haiti, who got met hard by
82.
82. That's David Mislowski.
Wow.
Man.
But Ethan made a really nice play coming up and picking that ball up on the hop. You know, it's a kickoff, so it's a live ball.
Right.
And the last thing you want to do is be hesitant. You got people rushing down the field in their lanes. You let that ball bounce around, pretty soon it's broadhead ball.
Yeah, it is.
So he did a nice job of coming up, picking that up, getting positive yards, took a pop.
Right.
Took a pretty good pop from Mislowski. And now it's 1st and 10, just outside the 30, or just inside the 30. About the 29-yard line. Hornet football.
Haiti's a sophomore.
Yep.
Ooh, high snap. It's going to be a pitch out to Teague Perkins. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. In the words of Chris Berman, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling.
Yep.
That was Teague Perkins, head down and legs pumping. Really nice run by him. Little shovel pass coming from the right side to the left side, hit that gap.
Yep, and Brodhead-Juda has mixed in some of their reserves a little bit on defense.
Yep.
They've still got some starters out there.
Right.
But they brought a few new bodies off the bench to give them some
fresh legs
and some quality action here.
And they got a deep bench, people. This one going to go to Perkins again, and he got just tripped up. A shoelace tackle. I think that's number 20. I think that might have been
Matthias.
I think it was Matthias.
Perkins, the ball carrier, loss of 3.
Yeah, he's made a lot of plays already in this game
Yeah.
from that inside linebacker spot. He's really
Yep.
Timeout, Richland Center.
looking tough. We're
Second timeout.
not getting him blocked quite as well as we would like to.
And I would imagine it's kind of like Brodhead on the other end of things trying to block a Teague Perkins or a Colton Stibbe. It's just
Correct.
they're a handful. They are a handful.
Good football players and pretty tough to
Yeah.
deal with.
So, Gabe Buckup. We're saying Backup, and it's Buckup.
Buckup.
Shane Miller, you are a lifesaver. This guy's been checking in on all of them. Maybe we get him on the staff.
Yeah.
Dan Davis saying sound is cutting in and out. Dan will try to take care of that. And Molly Harris watching from Milton. Thanks, Molly. Appreciate you checking in. So yeah, we're talking about the Hornet offense, trying to get some things done. You know, we've been kind of a little bit chuggy. You know, kind of working. So we'll get a little bit of spurt, maybe then a penalty or two or whatever kind of hinders things. So we're going to see what happens here on this play. Stibbe in motion. This time, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Just never
Oh
got
boy,
the handle on the ball.
oh boy.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by number 34, Joe Lomar of the Cardinals.
Yeah, Leaf just never got it in his grasp, and
Yeah.
there's a turnover for the Hornets.
First and 10.
First and 10, Brodhead-Juda.
This could hurt.
45 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, because if they
Yeah, you
punch
gotta
this
keep 'em out
thing
of the
in,
end
yeah,
zone here.
and that's it. If you can keep points off the board, awesome. But definitely try to keep them out of the end zone on this one.
I think they burned their timeouts, or at least 2 of them are burned.
They may have one left, if I remember correctly, Jerry. But you might be right. They might be out of them. All right, so ball sitting on the 27.
Back to
It's
pass.
going to be a pass.
He's got Bagley.
And it's, he's going to overshoot him. Oh, man. They had the right play drawn up. They were looking for that TD strike right away.
Ball's incomplete, intended for number 11, Gunnar Bagley.
So Buck up, heading out downfield on that pass. Just overshot Bagley. Bagley's kind of got a little bit of limp action going on the sidelines there.
Not really coming back, is he?
No, he's not. And I don't know if it's just kind of one of those, all right, I was only in for this one play. I was going to head out for half anyway, but we'll see what happens. That guy. Love getting messages. Love getting messages. There's another pass by Buck up. This time it's a little confusion on that one.
Yeah, he had McIntyre in the flat, just overshot him.
Yeah, it was a crossing pattern on those two receivers. It looked like McIntyre, and I think Joey Brown was the other receiver that kind of came across to create a little diversion. Molly checking in says, thank you for honoring my dad tonight and to the alum players for the dedication. Molly, anytime. Happy to do it. Really proud of the guys that put that together and doing that for Coach Harris. Just the right thing to do.
There's Leon Saunders.
Cut
back.
See you later.
And into the end
Good
zone.
grief. He is, man, is he slippery.
Yeah.
Really just patient on his blocking setups. He followed that around, and all of a sudden put his right foot in the ground, planted, boom, chucking upfield. He did a really nice job in that run.
Cut back and didn't even really lose any velocity.
Right.
This exploded, and yeah, he's having a good game.
Yeah, he is.
Looks like we're going to go for 2 again. Pitch to Saunders, and brought down by Wes Bosworth.
Leon Saunders, ball carrier, brought down by number 6, Wes Bosworth. Plan for try is no good.
Could have been on that play, Jerry. I just kind of was watching a replay. Could have been an illegal block in the back by Weiss. He tried to take somebody. I think it was Colton Stibney. He kind of got into he dove at his back and
on the touchdown.
On the touchdown, refs didn't see it. It is what it is. Richard Lomar checking in. Well, the thing we didn't want to have happen, Jerry, happened.
Yeah.
34-2 right now.
Capitalized on the turnover.
Yeah. And that's how important those things are. You know, you think it's on a reverse or whatever, a pitch or something. All those mechanics, you know, the things that we talk about game in and game out, and the coaches preach, and you practice and practice and practice, and everything looks good in practice. And then there's just, as you know, Jerry, as I know, there's something about game time. It's just there's a little tweak, you know? And if you have that little tweak, if you don't execute, you have things like that happen. It's unfortunate for the Hornets. Brodhead-Juda takes advantage with the TD. 26 seconds left, 34-2. And it looks like Buck up back on the kick. High end over end. This is going to be Ethan Haiti again, and it's going to go to Lee Fingerson. We're going to see if we can get something. There he goes. Nice return.
Out to about the 36.
Yeah, good return by Lee Fingerson. Stops the clock here, 18 seconds.
18 seconds in the half.
Number 81, Brady Flannery in on the stop. First and 10, Hornets.
So we got Fingerson wide right. Yeah, we're a little bit of a confusion as to what the set's going to be here. Stibbe and Perkins switching sides.
Maybe that's part of the play, just to confuse Brodhead-Juda a little bit. oh my.
Yeah, there's the other Saunders.
Saunders had that sniffed out really, really well.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Nothing but north end zone in his view.
Second and 10.
Gosh, for us?
Yep. All right, so after that incomplete, thank goodness, pass. Second 10, ball on the 34, 15 seconds left. There was just a little confusion on that play even starting out, Jerry, you're right. Fingers to the bottom of your screen. This time it's going to go to Stibbe up the middle. Nice gain of about 5, 6.
That'll probably be it for the first half.
Yeah.
Stibbe the ball carrier, number 6.
And that is the first half. Brodhead-Juda 34.
That's the end of the
Center
first
2.
half. Your score. Brodhead-Juda 34. Richland Center 2.
Been a rough, kind of a rough first half for the Hornets.
It has been.
You know, some mistakes, some unfortunate events that have happened. We talk about that kind of missed handoff and, you know, things like that. It's just, and it's hard sometimes, Jerry, coming back from those things. When you get some momentum, or, you know, we had the one series where we had this nice pass play, and then, you know, you get 2 penalties. It backs you up another 10 yards. And, you know, it's just those missteps. And having those things happen against the caliber of team that Brodhead-Juda is, man, it's tough.
Yeah, we're having difficulty getting some continuity on offense.
Yep.
And, you know, I listened to Coach Troxel on the radio earlier today, and he talked about that being an issue the last 2 times we played them.
Right.
Just couldn't get the offense. So, I mean, some of that credit goes to the Brodhead-Juda defense.
Right.
But just taking us out of what we want to try to do, and then, you know, we don't execute on a few things.
Right.
And then that turns over into defense, which they've got a lot of weapons.
Yeah, they do.
A lot of weapons.
And I was just kind of thinking about, you know, practices during the week and whatnot. And for our Hornet defense, what Brodhead-Juda brings to the defensive side of the table, it's kind of really hard to replicate that when you don't have all of the athletes that they have and the caliber of athletes that they have. They're really deep, they're really athletic, they're really big, and they're really fast.
Yeah, they kind of have it all. And again, very similar to a year ago, just some different personnel, but similar.
Right.
You know, a lot of linemen that can run.
Yeah.
Backs and ends with a lot of speed and athleticism, and and the quarterback seems to be running the show pretty well for a kid that probably played mostly backup,
right,
and maybe JV.
Exactly.
You know, I remember, I can't think of the kid's name, but he was about 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
Remember how he really ran a good, you know.
He was good with the ball,
he really was.
Whether it was a handoff, a pitch, you know, excellent with it. I mean,
and we complimented him on that, about how he carried out his fakes. And
right.
Boy, he set up a lot of those passes that he threw.
Yeah.
And he could throw a good ball. So
yeah, it was no slouch on the arm either. You're right.
No.
Yeah, did a really good job of that. Yeah, can definitely take nothing away from that. And again, bringing that here, and the difference again between practices and game time and how that all plays out. You know, and the speed differences and all of those things, it all comes together. And, you know, when you can't exactly replicate what you're up against the next week, it's hard to prepare for exactly what you're up against next week. And coaches are doing everything that they can to make that happen. There's no doubt about that. I mean, those guys in the white shirts and khaki down there, they got it together. They know what they're doing. But again, they knew too. Brodhead-Juda coming in, strong opponent. Yep. Nothing lost on those guys either.
Yeah, and some of it's just about executing the plan.
Right.
And some of it's because you're dealing with a buzzsaw. These guys are good. They're good. They do this to everybody pretty much.
Yeah, they do. Like you said last year, they ran the table. I mean, and it was by doing this. Yeah. They're not reinventing the wheel by any way, shape, or form. And because, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it ain't broke for them. I tell you what.
It looks a lot like a year ago. And you got a few different faces. But the system is there.
Yeah.
And they run the system to perfection, and they've got pretty good athletes to do it.
Yeah, they do.
And they're well coached. They really are.
Yeah, we were talking about some of the seniors that they had lost and kind of that difference in their lineup or whatever. But Yeah, all of the execution, everything seems to be just right on cue.
Yeah.
And so for us, we're looking at, all right, now second half, how do you counter those things? How do you make, we got to make those adjustments. One of the things that we mentioned, I think, in the second quarter was that Coach Darling looked like they were really trying to key in on that inside run. And they did a really nice job. You saw that tandem of Perkins and Stibbe coming in and making those tackles multiple different times. Bosworth getting in and getting some hits in there as well. McDonald coming in, sliding in. Thielman coming in, helping out with those tackles and whatnot. I'm telling you what, though, you're right, Jerry. You got to be sure on the tackles, and you got to take those right angles. You got to take the pursuits on these guys. They're just shifty and fast.
Yeah.
Couple more check-ins. Corey Flannery must be checking in from Brodhead-Juda. And Teresa Earlywine, appreciate the opportunity to watch the game when one cannot be there, and for the announcers. Well, thanks, Teresa. We really appreciate that. Another Cardinal fan. Ricky Ferguson, great job, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Watching from Fremont, Michigan.
Cool.
Grandson is Brodhead starting center. Mr. Miller is an English teacher at Brodhead. Hey, you know what, folks? Thank you very much for all of that, because we can see names, but we don't know the backstories on a lot of these folks.
Right.
We don't want to get too juicy. We're not we're not looking for that, Jerry. But if we can get some of those connections, it's really kind of cool.
That's pretty neat.
To have that happen. And Brodhead fans, thank you so much for checking in. We really love it. It's great stuff.
Yeah, it really is.
So we got about a little over 10 minutes left in halftime. And we're going to step away for just a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. But we're going to go maybe grab some popcorn and maybe a little something to drink, Jerry. Still a little warm in the booth.
Yeah, it's hot up here still.
We'll be back in just a flash, folks. Hang on.
Koski. Result is 4th and 10.
All right. Can you turn me up? That was 4th.
That was
Can you turn me
4th?
up just a little? There we go. Perfect. Yeah, that was 4th down. Okay, sorry, folks. We were gone there for a little while. We're back up now. Hopefully.
36 seconds and counting in the 3rd quarter. And we just turned the ball over on downs to the Brodhead-Juda offense. Made a little drive there. Got deep into Cardinal territory and just kind of turned it over on downs.
Yeah, it looks like we are update. Just to give you guys a heads up, we lost our direct connection for some reason. So we're going to be using the Wi-Fi connection. So just a forewarning, it might be a little bit glitchy, might be a little bit jumpy, but we're going to try and bring it back to you as best we can. So hopefully everything looks all right from your end. If you folks can check in, I got a few folks saying Nicole Fowler that we're back up. Excuse me, Connie Flannery saying yes, thank you. Ricky Ferguson coming back. If it is glitchy, if you guys are getting some like chugging and glitching and stuff like that, please let us know. We'll try and get that as quickly as we can. Shane, thanks again for the update. Yep, we got that update on Prairie to Sheena Lancaster, 33-29.
Prairie's first win, Lancaster's first loss.
Yep.
1-0 in the conference. We go to Prairie next week.
Yeah.
So end of the 3rd quarter, 4th quarter coming up here, 41-2, and again some good things that quarter,
and some not so good things.
Yeah, and some not so good things, obviously.
Probably the one big setback that's kind of sticking out in my mind right now is we had a high snap on a shotgun pass, went over Wes Bosworth's head. He tried to collect it. He got blocked out of the way. Brodhead-Juda with a scoop and score. That's how we're at 41 right now.
Yeah.
So. And it's tough, Jerry. It is. It's kind of difficult to on our end.
Yeah.
And we got one of the easier jobs. It's just kind of talking about things when the score looks like this. We're trying our best, folks. Keep you, and we're so glad that you folks are coming back in. Oh my goodness, we're back up to 111 already. So thank you, folks. We really, really appreciate that, your diligence and sticking with us. And if we can, Matt, if we can get one more time on the sponsor, please. There we go. There's Jim Harris and these fine young gentlemen.
Lucas Wilson, Reed Wilson, Travis Wilson, Jason Hardy, Mark Hardy, Kirk Layer, Bryson Clarkson, David Nate Fogel, Josh Carter, Brady Ewing, Greg Monson, Greg Shep, Derek Ripp, and Andrew Troxel. Thank you so much for your sponsorship tonight on behalf of Jim Harris.
Oh, man.
What happened?
That was Saunders on a beautiful run.
Saunders, the ball carrier. Forced out of bounds, number 4, Lee Fingerson.
And if you won't believe it, but followed the lead block of Charlie Weiss again. 77. He's just kind of like Bucky. Same thing. So yeah, we lost most of the 3rd quarter to you folks, and we really, really apologize for that. And I got to go back to whoever this guy was. Shane Miller, that's what happens when you step away for popcorn.
Okay, here's Saunders. Oh, what a run. That's Isaac Saunders, the junior.
Nice tackle by Dakota Pauls.
Wow.
But yeah, another nice run.
That was a really nice run.
That tandem of Saunders and Saunders. And then also, you got Matthias. Yeah, I mean, it's just, they got a lot of weapons,
And running behind Weiss and the rest of that big offensive line.
Huffman, their fullback. I mean, man.
Yeah, it's a nice outfit. And
thanks, Colton Wilson, for trying to get us some scores. I appreciate that. I was looking at the Valley Dells game and Platteville Dodgeville. Darlington up 32-6 on Blackhawk. Warren at the half.
Okay.
Thanks, Colton. Appreciate it.
Saunders, ball carrier. Gain of 2. Brought on the play by number 6, Wes Bosworth.
So Bosworth on that tackle by Saunders. That run by Saunders, sorry. Jerry, we mentioned this first half about, you know, Brodhead-Juda. I'm just talking about Blackhawk. Brodhead-Juda just kind of being this well-oiled machine. They've got lots of players that can fill in lots of positions and really just make it happen.
Yeah,
Here comes Saunders on the other side.
Yep,
See you
this is
later,
Isaac
lead block.
Saunders, Jr. behind that block, and
he
then just
slipped
lost
and
his
fell.
footing.
Lead block by C.J. Struley, and
Yep.
it just
And
that's
Weiss
what they
was out
do.
there too.
Yeah, that's just what they do, and they're just really good at it. That's, you know, when you got the, if you will, the luxury of having an offensive tackle who can get to the outside and move like that for a lead block for a backer. Man, oh man, you got nothing but green ahead of you.
Yep. So we got a timeout on the field. Brodhead-Juda with 9.5 minutes to go in the game.
Another update here, Ithaca Riverdale. So Ithaca's up 18-12 over Riverdale at the start of the fourth. 18-12.
Sounds like a
score
good ball game.
Yeah, it does. Colton, if you have any idea where that's at, if it's at Ithaca or Riverdale.
Both of those teams seeking their first win of the year.
Right.
They've had a couple of tough non-conference contests. And I think it's at Ithaca, but I'm not
Yeah,
certain.
I wasn't 100% sure. Either way, it's right up the road from us.
Yeah, it's not very far from here either
Yep.
way. And 18-12, that sounds like a good ball game
That's a
going
tight
into
game,
the final
yeah.
quarter.
And we're sitting 9:23 left in the fourth, 41-2. Coach Dave Darling on the field talking to his defense, trying to get some things figured out. And I guess I didn't catch that, Jerry, if we took the timeout or if Brodhead.
Brodhead did.
Brodhead, okay, I couldn't
Yeah.
remember. I was looking at some
Yep.
other things at that time, so.
Yeah, and I think they've got some different bodies in the offense, and
Right.
it looks like they maybe have even made some more changes at this timeout. So just
Yeah.
trying to get it organized.
Right.
Anytime you put some new guys in on offense, it can be interesting.
Right.
Just because it takes that continuity of everybody working together.
Exactly.
And when you start subbing in, that can show up pretty quick.
Yeah, and on top of it, you know, they've got the bodies to use, and they probably want to get those bodies in, and you know, that's how you kind of keep continuing to build those programs. And so Colton did check in. It's at Ithaca tonight. Thanks, Colton Wilson. Appreciate it.
There's a tackle by
T.
T.
Perkins
Perkins
and Colton
Colton Stibbe on top. There you go.
Been calling those two numbers a lot tonight.
Yep,
30,
for a very
33,
short
34.
game, maybe a yard or two.
That's 21, Dakota Day, sophomore.
Looks like number 8's in at quarterback.
Number 8.
He was an eligible receiver.
That's Nick Lobeck.
Yep. Probably an underclassman as well, I'm guessing. Actually, I tell you what, he's playing receiver. We still have Buck up at quarterback.
Buck up. Two tails. This is going to go to number 43, Felix. I'm going to say Paffel. Paffel. Depends on if I'm getting the emphasis on the right syllable or not.
Number 52, Ethan Jones on the stop. 3rd and 5.
Tackle by Ethan Jones.
Brings up a 3rd and 5 for Brodhead-Juda. Jerry, I'm going to tell you, we were talking about the Brodhead-Juda faithful, the fans. I don't think I've seen very many of them, if any of them, leave.
No.
They're sticking around. I mean, it's a big lead, 41-2, and I don't think I've seen very many red shirts walk by, taking off. So.
Well, they've been rewarded with a pretty good ball game.
Yeah.
You know, for a team that had to travel a couple hours, they've come to play and they've put on a display.
They really have, and again, you know, we're seeing some new white jerseys come in here, and even those kids are still doing a good job. All right, so let's see what the Hornet defense does here. Hopefully a stop of some sorts. Lobeck is going to go to the top of your screen. Split backs. Motion here. Going to go right up the middle again and not really going anywhere. Gain of about half a yard.
Richland Center starting to get some different guys in the ball game as well.
2nd and 9.
All right, so 2nd and 9.
Freshman Brady Dosh is out there. Looks like maybe Ethan Haiti at safety.
I think you might be right, yeah. Ethan Haiti. Oh, actually, I think that's Dakota Paul still.
Is it really?
Yep, I think so.
Well, it's hard to see our numbers.
Yeah, it is. And Brodhead-Juda is going to take it down the clock as far as they can. Here's another run.
21.
Runs by number 21.
Brought
Dakota
down on the play by a host of tacklers like a Colton Stibbe.
Hey, there's a good number
Wes
to see going
Bosworth.
in for the Hornets. Number 66, Tate Young.
All right.
Glad to see him back in there. Paffel. Thanks, Shane.
Paffel.
Paffel. Becky Malco checking in. Malco. Thanks, guys, for a great broadcast. Really appreciate being able to watch when we can't make the game. Well, we're happy to bring it to you, Becky. Thanks for checking in. So, again, Brodhead just kind of milk down the clock. He's going to watch that back judge and run the clock down. And here's the snap. Again, going
look
to
like basically the same play.
Yep.
21 again.
Dakota Day.
Day, the ball carrier.
And they just keep plugging away at yardage. You know, I mean, they don't have, you know, not all of their plays, Jerry, have been these big, flashy 40-yard gain kind of things or anything like that. But I tell you what, if you got 3 plays to get 10 yards, that just keeps on moving the chains. And they've done a good job of that most of the night. And
yeah, and then you got explosive players like the Saunders brothers. And
right.
I mean, those two guys, they can break at any play.
Yeah,
and
Matthias too. And
Matthias, they've got some big hitters. They really do.
Yeah, they do. And when you say big hitters, offensively and defensively.
Yep. There's a nice run by 43. He might have got there. He might not have. It's close.
That's Paffel.
Looks like they're indicating first and 10 for the Hornets.
Yep.
So the Hornets got to stop. Good job.
I mean, if we're going to talk about things to capitalize on, that's one of them, and things to highlight. Yeah, got to do something with this. I mean, again, getting points on the board is going to be helpful. You always hate to hang a goose egg there, Jerry, and so we didn't do that.
Yep.
2 is kind of small.
Yeah, we'd like to get some offensive points here, and no reason why we shouldn't and can't. Just got to put some stuff together here.
Yeah.
4 minutes, 4.5 minutes and counting, but you know, a couple of big plays and
a lot of new white jerseys in there,
and some new black and orange.
Yeah.
Number 14, I believe that's Lee Fingerson's brother.
Oh, it could be.
Again, our roster is not very complete.
Yeah.
we might need to redo that. We noticed that at Fenimore. It's like,
yep,
we've got a lot of guys out there that aren't on the roster, so we're kind of guessing at
Number 12, James Wallen on the stop.
That's who some of these kids are, unfortunately.
I think that's Liam
Fingerson. I think you're right. I think that's who that is, number 14. Pretty tall.
Yeah, that might have been the first indicator to say maybe it might have been.
He's actually taller than anybody on the coaching staff.
Yeah.
So he's a tall kid.
One tailback. Oh, that's a killer.
Ball start on the Hornets.
Sometimes, Jerry, that's a manifestation of some frustration with those players.
I think so.
You know, it's just.
Think so.
I think that was Tyler Brown, and that's very uncharacteristic of Tyler Brown. He's really well disciplined, knows the snap count. I mean, he's a Joe Thomas
watch list.
Yep. So, just again, kind of some of those frustrations that you deal with, and here comes Perkins around the left side. Here we go. Let's see if we can get a little action going here with Tate Perkins. Going to follow his block, and out of bounds he goes. Nice run.
Big gainer for
35.
It's
about a 20-yard gain. Yeah, this is what we need to get some things going and just kind of get the ball punched into the end zone. Hopefully with, we got about 2:30 left in the clock. Gonna hope that's enough time to, and I don't know what we have for timeouts, Terry, to be honest with you.
I think we have probably 2 of them left, I got to believe.
I think so. Ricky Ferguson and Brian Yap checking back in. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you guys tuning back in and sticking with us.
Yeah, big time.
Here goes
There's Colton Stibbe, I think. Nice run.
Nice run. Still going. First
Colton,
down.
baby. Nice run, Colton.
Yep.
The ball carrier. Gain of 10. Struck on the play by number 12, Wallen. First and 10, Hornets.
Here we go. Boy, would have liked to heard that a little bit more in the first, second, third quarters. But here we are. But you know what? Again, it's these things that we're going to try and take, positive steps on. And if you're able to do them at this time in the game, you're going to try and do them at this time of the game.
Yep. Finish strong. Finish strong, and that's
what I wouldn't give to see a Fingerson catch
this
here.
Is Perkins
this
again
Perkins,
right here.
Nice block out. Who pulled on that block? Tyler Brown. Wow.
Yep.
Great run on that. Tyler Brown came, pulled from the left side, cleared out a path for Teague Perkins, and gained him about 14 yards. We're sitting down just shy of the 40-yard line. I was hoping for a pitch and catch here from Pauls to Fingerson maybe, or McDonald. And they got the other Fingerson in, the younger Fingerson.
Straight ahead to Stibbe.
Eluded a block, eluded 2 blocks, eluded 3. There he goes. Come on, baby. Oh, just got tripped up. Okay, let's go. We got timeouts. Let's use them. Clock's running. I mean, well, gonna hurry up and get on the ball.
Yep. I know we have at least one left.
Yeah.
Come on, Hornets.
Here we go. No time delay here. We got to get moving, boys. Gonna be Perkins this time. Gets the block out. Gets a kick out block and goes. How about a timeout?
We need that guy paid. Looks like we're gonna take a timeout
now.
Number 16, Brown. Timeout, Richland Center.
So ball's down to about the 16-yard line right now. 14 seconds to go. And Jerry, again, you hope that this can at least be one of those things where you go back to film and the players and coaches are able to look at this and go, hey, these are the things that we need to do. Yeah, there are different numbers on those jerseys that are in there right now, but you know what? Let's take a look at what the execution looks like on something like this.
Absolutely. Positives are positives, and we'll take any we can get here. And
we need them.
And actually, we started the half really well.
Yeah.
The long snap over top.
That was kind of the shift.
It really was.
Became the game changer there.
Up to that point, we had made the stop,
right,
moved the ball, got good field position.
Yeah,
it looked like things were clicking.
Yeah, we had the drive was kept on sustaining and we were moving forward on things, and it just sometimes we talked about that it takes that one thing that just kind of the backbreaker, if you will, and so puts us in the position we're in.
We've had the snap over the head work in our favor if we remember from last year.
I do remember that. Let's see what we get here on this one. This is going to be Wes Bosworth on the keeper. We're going to see if he can get in. And he's going to get out of bounds. That'll stop the clock at least.
Got inside the 10.
Actually, we got to take another timeout. It's running clock. I forgot.
That's right. The sideline doesn't do you anything.
No, it doesn't.
And I do believe that's our last one.
That's it. All right,
so
4 seconds left.
Stepped out at about the 7, 8 or 7.
Looks like they're going to put.
So it's first and goal or second and goal maybe?
Yeah, it looks like about the 8-yard line.
I guess it doesn't matter what down it is because.
Yep, this is it.
This is pretty much the last play without any timeouts.
Defensive penalty would be the only thing that would keep us going.
That'd be the only thing that would extend it, exactly.
So we'll see what happens here.
And if you're the Brodhead-Juda reserves, you're thinking, hey, let's get a stop here.
Right.
And let's end. And if you're the Hornet offense, hey, let's punch it in.
Yeah, let's get something on the board here. And they've done a really nice job of getting down the field. I mean, Jerry,
they really have. We made up a lot of ground in a quick hurry.
Yeah, moving quick.
Because that clock's been running.
Yeah.
So it's very deceiving when you don't have the clock stoppage.
All right, let's see what happens here with the Hornets. See if they can punch something in. It's going to be Teague Perkins coming around the end. Stiff arm. Come on, Teague.
Up a block.
Get in there. There we go.
Picked up another block and in the end zone.
Get the score. And you know what, Jerry, we got to be a little bit louder while we're calling because there's still a heck of a lot of Hornet fans here.
Yep, the Hornet faithful. Happy to see us end on a positive note.
Yep.
Nice run and nice blocking.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he picked up some nice blocks out there. The stiff arm
helped.
Got rid of one guy.
Yeah, but then the blocking took care of the rest.
Yep. That was nice.
Yeah, he did a really nice job. Hats off to Teague Perkins on that, and it looks like we're just going to.
Yep, they're just going to call her there. No point after touchdown. And that final score will be 41-8.
The Richland Center Hornets 8.
All right. Thanks everybody for checking in tonight.
Yep, and thanks for everybody for sticking around.
Yeah, we really appreciate that.
You know what? We had a stoppage of play there with the internet issue. And, and again, sometimes it's easy to just walk away and do something different. We're glad we got a lot of listeners, and a lot of you came back to watch the rest of this one. Everybody appreciates that.
Oh, yeah, big time.
And especially our sponsor.
Yep.
Our sponsors.
Yeah, sponsors, I guess we should say, yeah.
So.
Yep. So that was in memory of Coach Jim Harris. So you can see the names up there once again. Lucas Wilson, Reed Wilson, Travis Wilson, Jason Hardy. If we can get that back up, Matt. Thanks. Mark Hardy, Kirk Layer, Brian Clarkson, David Nate Fogo, Josh Carter, Brady Ewing, Greg Munson, Greg Shep, Derek Ripp, and lastly, Coach Andy Troxel.
Yep.
Thank all of you guys for doing that.
Huge
Class
shout
act.
out. Yep.
Yeah.
Very classy. Hornet alumni and Hornet faithful.
Yeah.
One Hive. Thank you so much, and what a tribute to a great man, a guy that put in many years on the sidelines,
decades.
both here and at Ithaca.
Yep.
And what a nice tribute by all of you. We really appreciate it.
Yep, I think it's really cool, and you heard his daughter Molly chiming in, and her thanks for that. So we know it reaches people, folks, and so it's awesome that that can happen. So thanks again for you gentlemen doing that. We really appreciate it.
So next week we go back to work. We have to get ourselves ready for Prairie du Chien, a good outfit. And,
they
don't let their record fool you. They're 1-2. Yeah. They got their first win tonight over Lancaster on the road.
On the road.
They also played the defending state champion Lacrosse Aquinas Blue Golds in the first week.
Right.
And they lost to Madison Edgewood, another formidable club last week. So they've had a pretty tough non-conference schedule. Open tonight with a win. We're down in Prairie. It's going to be a war.
There's
just not a lot of love between those two schools.
Yeah.
And if you can think back to last year, in the two contests where we played them, wow, very tough contests. They ended up in our favor, both of them.
Yeah.
The one down there in overtime. But, wow, what a battle. And it'll be a battle on Friday.
You're absolutely right. Well, I mean, both teams are going to go into that one. Like you said, Jerry, there's not a whole lot of love lost. So that always just it brings another level of intensity and excitement and, a little bit of nervousness. But, all of that comes out in the field, too. And as you saw tonight, third quarter, we're doing okay getting the ball down the field, and then that high snap, and it's a turnover and a scoop and score, and that kind of just sucked the wind out of us.
It did. It really did.
I mean, we capitalized at the very end, finished out strong with that, so that was good.
Yeah, two plays that didn't help things. I mean, obviously there was a lot of plays, but two plays. The right before the half where we put the ball on the field, and then they were able to punch it in and get 34.
Yeah.
We could have just stayed away from that little mistake there. And then right at the beginning of the second half there, that long snap over the head.
Yeah.
Because I think we did have some momentum going after the halftime. And
right.
So, it was more than those two plays, but those are two that kind of were backbreakers, if you will.
Right. It's just, and again, when we talk about momentum and swing and continuity and all those things, those two things will just make that turn happen. And it is tough. I mean, you've been on the field before. I've been on the field before, and you're kind of getting it taken to you, and you want to get that thing going, and all of a sudden it feels like you do, and it just kind of, and there it's gone.
And this is a ball club that doesn't need any help. Brodhead-Juda does not need us to help them.
Right.
By making some unforced errors because they're a good team.
Yeah.
And, even if you come out and you execute, you play perfectly.
I was going to say that same thing.
They're still going to be a force to be reckoned with, and they're that good.
Right. If you make no mistakes, no penalties, and do everything right, it's still going to be a back and forth game. They just keep on chugging. So hats off to them.
Yeah. You got to give them credit. And
absolutely.
I know we did this last year.
Yeah.
And it's hard to, but you got to give credit where credit's due, and that's a good outfit. They graduated a lot of kids.
Yep.
But boy, the returning outfit that they've got, they just fit into the gaps and away they go.
Yeah. Yep. Doing a really, really nice job. So that one last quick shout out, Matt, if we can sponsor again. Again, we just want to give this one more time. We kind of lost a little bit during the third quarter, so in honor of Coach Jim Harris, we had these gentlemen step up and put together the sponsor for tonight. So Lucas Wilson, Reed Wilson, Travis Wilson, Jason Hardy, Mark Hardy, Kirk Lair, Bryson Clarkson, David Nate Fogo, Josh Carter, Brady Ewing, Greg Munson, Greg Shep, Derek Ripp, and Coach Andy Troxel. Again, thanks, gentlemen, for doing that. It's really kind of a cool honor that we're able to do that. And I mentioned that before, where you can't make it.
Excuse me.
You might not be able to make it to the game and observe that moment of silence, but at least we can bring that to you if you're at home. So hats off to our production crew. Again, we apologize for the little bit of glitch thing that happened. That was actually, we have no idea what happened because everything was connected and whatnot, just this weird thing. It wasn't a power outage, thank God.
No, it was something internet related. We're not sure what.
Yeah.
Something with our feed, but there for a while we
lost you guys.
Blacked out on you guys.
But we're really happy that you guys came back. It was awesome. We got a bunch of shout outs, a bunch of thank yous. And I get it one more time. Hats off to the Brodhead-Juda crew back at home watching on this live stream. You guys have been sending nothing but love, so we really appreciate that. And again, we're happier than clams to bring it to you folks. Yep. So maybe if it's a playoff game again with those folks, I'm sure they'll be checking in.
Wouldn't you love to get back to that opportunity?
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't mind even taking the long trek down there again. What the heck?
And you know what? Even that's the other cool thing, Jerry, is that when we went down there, the crowd in person. That's not just, it's genuine. It's not just this online stuff. You can say a whole lot of stuff there, but we went there and they were genuine. Yeah. It was great. So
it was like they walked up to us like they knew us or something.
The guy that wanted to get the selfie with us, I'm like, we're not that famous, are we?
We both have a face you can't forget, I suppose.
Faces for radio.
Radio faces.
And they put us on camera. Yeah. Darn it. Anyway, so next week we are going to be at Prairie du Chien, taking on our second conference foe. And what I'm hoping for, Jerry, when we get down there is kind of like what we had happen with Westby. Kind of took a little bit of a shellacking, but you know what? We came back and we're really good with Fenimore. And tonight, again, a really solid, tough team, athletic all the way around. Yeah. And, they suck it to us because they're just really darn good and really good athletes. Not to say that we don't have that, but just their execution is just, it's unbelievable.
And the number of athletes, the number of skilled players.
Exactly.
The number of kids that can run. Mm-hmm. Flat out run.
Right.
And so you saw it time after time tonight where we didn't take the proper pursuit angle. Yeah. But we're just not used to seeing that much speed.
And right. And we were talking a little bit about that too with how our offense would prepare for a defense like that. And again, they got that speed on there. You're talking about big guys, big linemen, offensive and defensive linemen who you can see them pulling and they're sprinting. Yep. They're just quick.
Yeah, so you're not running free. You're coming off blocks. Yep. Trying to make a play on a kid that's got some speed.
And it's
tough. It is.
It is tough.
So
anyway,
trying to match what they have.
Yeah.
It's hard to do. I'm telling you, I don't think we're going to be the only team that has those struggles with them.
No, when we said the same thing about Westby and the Cooley Conference, and we were actually kind of going back and forth and talking about that, how those two teams will match up pretty darn well, we think.
Right.
So, alrighty, folks, we're going to sign off. We will see you next week at Prairie du Chien. Kickoff is at 7. We're going to try and start up a little bit before that again, about 6:45, 6:50. So make sure you tune in then and chime in. We'd love to see where you're from. So thanks again for checking in this evening.
Thanks to everybody, and a huge shout out again to our crew.
Yeah.
Matt McMorris and his crew are just awesome and allow us to bring you this every week.
Well, maybe we're not going anywhere. Hang on a second. I just wanted to make sure. So we'll see you folks next Friday. So take care. Look forward to seeing you next week.
All right, take care.